What's go with y'all? It's Will from SC Highlights, back with another video on one of the most electric players in college basketball this year. None other than Jalen Suggs. Not only is he averaging 15.1 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 5.9 assists, he has also led the Bulldogs to key victories over teams such as the 4th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. Before we get into it, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. Head over to our Instagram page at SC Highlights to check out some of our latest highlight mixes we made, and make sure to DM if you would like one. The college basketball season has gotten off to an interesting start thus far. Teams like Kentucky have struggled early on with a record of 1-6. Duke has dealt with their own demons, which has resulted in a less than impressive 3-2 start through 5 games. One team in particular has continued to have outstanding success despite facing fierce competition from the onslaught. The Gonzaga Bulldogs are currently 9-0 and are led by true freshman Jalen Suggs. For those of you who don't remember, Suggs was a dual sport athlete while at Minnehaha Academy in Minneapolis, Minnesota. While on the basketball team, he paired with the current #1 player in the class of 2020, Chet Holmgren, to dominate the high school basketball world. During his senior season, Suggs averaged 23.3 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 3.9 steals per game. He was a finalist for the 2020 Naismith High School Basketball Player of the Year and was named the Max Preps' Male Athlete of the Year across all sports. Upon signing with the Bulldogs to play under head coach Mark Few, he became the highest rated recruit in the program's history. Let's not forget that he was also a 3-star quarterback, with offers from Iowa, Iowa State, Minnesota, Nebraska, and Ohio State. After accounting for more than 3,000 total yards and 37 total touchdowns his senior year, he was named Mr. Football for the state of Minnesota. Suggs entered college ready to make an immediate impact, but many were unsure how much of an impact he would actually have. Before the season even started, many predicted that this Gonzaga team would be one of the best they've ever seen. This was evident as 4 Bulldogs were selected to the Naismith watch list, awarded to the best player in college basketball. It comes as no surprise, however, that Suggs would have tremendous success upon entering the collegiate level, but no one could have expected him to play as well as he has from the start. During this span, he has impressed, shooting 55.6% from the field and 48% from three-point range. His skill set was put to the test early on, as they opened the season with a huge 102-90 victory over 6th-ranked Kansas, where the true freshman finished with 24 points and 8 assists, shooting 60% from the field. The following game against the current 6-2 Auburn team, Suggs didn't need to do too much to help lead his team to a huge 90-67 win over the SEC opponent. Despite finishing with just 12 points, he finished 66.7% from the field. The next game, against 11th-ranked West Virginia, Suggs suffered an ankle injury and finished with just 4 points. However, a couple weeks later, Suggs bounced back as the Zags faced off against the 3rd-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. This was a huge matchup, as Suggs faced off against the other arguably best player in the country in Luka Garza. Suggs got off to a hot start, scoring 18 in the first half and leading the Zags to a 14-point margin at the half. Despite Garza's scoring outburst in the second, Suggs and the Bulldogs hung on to secure a huge 99-88 victory over one of the top teams in the country. Let's fast forward another week, and Suggs finishes with 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, shooting the ball just 7 times to lead Gonzaga to a 98-75 win over 16th-ranked Virginia. Before the season even began, his odds to win the Wooden Award, given to the best player in the nation, were at plus 8,000. Following the several big wins and phenomenal play, he has catapulted to 3rd with odds at plus 850. I suspect that these odds will continue to decrease and he'll have a real shot of actually winning the award. Recently, some have argued that Suggs' failure to average more points per game proves that he is not the best player. I disagree with this, as Gonzaga is such a good team that the starters are usually resting with more than 5 minutes remaining. Suggs also usually takes the best available shot he can and rarely forces up shots. KenPom.com estimated that with the current offensive prowess of Suggs, the Zags have a 44.1% chance to finish the regular season undefeated. This is an extremely high percentage for a team that still has 16 games left to play. Their success on the court reminds me of Alabama's annual dominance on the gridiron. Suggs, combined with Drew Timm and lethal shooter Corey Kispert, have been dominating all season long, and this helps shift some of the responsibilities away from Suggs so that he doesn't have to carry his team every single game. I bring this up only because I believe it is interesting how current freshman Cade Cunningham seemingly has to carry Oklahoma State to their victories. Cunningham had the ball in his hands in the final seconds, but was triple teamed, and they forced him to take a poor shot. Had he been more confident in his teammates, he would not have been put in this situation, where the chance he would actually make a shot like that would be very low. Now, let's move on to Suggs' skill set. Let me tell you why he's the best player in college basketball. Besides racking up these huge wins and putting on a show, he is undoubtedly the most complete ball handler in the country. He isn't just focused on scoring, as he's able to also easily set up for his teammates. Suggs is a strong defender who is able to steal the ball away from opponents. He can drive to the rim with ease thanks to his superior strength and size. Jalen also has a smooth jumper that he has shown he can hit on a consistent basis. Due to the fact that he's strong on both ends of the floor and always playing with high intensity, Jalen Suggs possesses all the tools to be a top pick in the 2021 NBA draft. I predict that this will be the year that Gonzaga finally wins the national championship and officially begins a long-lasting dynasty. Jalen Suggs has a very good chance to win the Naismith Player of the Year award, and all he has to do is continue playing at a high level, win big games, and keep himself healthy on the floor. Although he's missed the past 2 games due to a knee injury, I'm confident he will be back for their Saturday game against San Francisco. And he'll be back better than ever as he looks to go on a scoring outburst, although he hasn't been averaging that many points at the moment. Even if he doesn't win the Wooden Award, as his teammates Kispert and Timm are currently averaging 21.1 and 19.3 points per game, and it's quite evident that he doesn't even need to do too much to prove that he is the best player. As long as he continues to dominate and score at a high level while also feeding his teammates and collecting rebounds for the remaining 16 games, I believe Suggs has a very good shot of winning the Naismith Player of the Year award, especially if he leads his team to an undefeated record. This concludes today's video. Please comment any ideas you have below and make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already.